Right. Ladies and Mental Gin, today is a day. Today is finally the day. And, yeah, we're finishing Formula GT once and for all. And, well, you know what? Without further ado, let's just, jump right into it. There's, like, literally nothing else to do in the game anyways, so... last night, I made a terrible discovery, and, we'll go over that after I get this race started. Because I think I need to bring this back up just a hair, potentially. I probably don't even need to do that. And, is there any, like, really high-speed corners on this track? I don't think so. But I'm gonna leave it as is anyways. Just in case. Everybody knows by this point how unpredictable this turd bucket of a car can be at high speeds particularly. But, yeah. So, Wind Twing Motegi. 64 laps. Quite a long track, but, like, probably medium speed on average. So, shouldn't be too bad. And, yeah, the terrible discovery that I made is, I believe I have forgotten at least one event in the series. And, awkwardly, I'm gonna have to go back and do it after this championship is over. And, yeah. There's one of them, like, for sure that I know I miss, and it's the Renault Megane Trophy. So, yeah, I'm going to be going back and driving a bunch of shit boxes for a 5-race championship. As far as, like, how the episode is going to go up on YouTube afterwards, I think it's going to be... I think I'm just going to squeeze it in front of Formula GT, because... like, even though it'll be out of order chronologically, I don't really want to have Formula GT episodes and then the Renault Megane Trophy and whatever else I missed going before the 24 hours. So I could also just go back and, like, renumber all the episodes in between, but go back and put that episode next to the Renault, the Clio Cup, which should have been, like, right before this. But yeah, that is, the opposite of ideal. But, don't blame me for wanting to get out of the French manufacturer races earlier than I was done with them. So, yeah. Totally understandable overlook there. At least in my own opinion. But yeah, so today, Formula GT. We have this track, Nürburgring next. And then after that, it is El Capitan, Fuji, and Suzuka to end it all off. And then the cleanup stream on Friday. I have no idea how long it's going to take, but I am planning on doing a drunk stream for it and have at least a little bit of fun, because a lot of those races were just going back and redoing just to get the gold trophies on. And we're basically going all day until we hit 99.9 or 0.8%, whatever it is, for just one race left. I'm pretty sure it's 99.9. And then, yeah, it'll just be one singular race after that for 24 hours straight. And then hopefully after that, I can finally get the channel back to making some semi-interesting content. I've already got a few ideas lined up. And while the Let's Play episodes get caught up throughout the rest of the month, I will be working on that content in the background. So once November rolls around, I should be getting right into it. Some of the videos are going to be some stuff that at least a few people in particular would probably be looking forward to. There's going to be a little bit more experimental stuff. I kind of want to test the waters again and see where I want to take the channel after it. And then, of course, we have GTR Festival coming next month. That'll be a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of IRL content, but a lot of like IRL edits I can make out of that. Especially if I rent the right camera equipment before then. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a solid holiday season of videos and stuff. There's probably not going to be a lot of streams. Because, reasons. And if there are any streams, it's probably just going to be like GT4 Online shenanigans or something like that. Whenever I get the time for it. I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. So, yeah, that's basically everything I have to ramble about on. At least so far. Getting real close to having this thing done and dusted once and for all. Not just Formula GT, but the entire run. I can't wait, honestly. I don't think I'll ever play this game casually again after this. I probably won't play any Gran Turismo casually again, to be honest. It'll all be for, like, content or screwing around or something like that. If I stick around with, like, any racing game, it's probably going to be, like, Need for Speed or something that I've never touched before, maybe. But more than likely, I'm going to be binging Battlefield 6, Minecraft, maybe some COD zombies, some custom zombies on BO3 or something like that. And this is a very easy track to go around, too. Which is a nice change of pace. Especially with all the suffering I had to endure yesterday. Infineon, Sonoma. It's normally my favorite real world circuit in this game. Not yesterday. Not in this car. Absolutely not. Alright, nice. El Crapo actually wants to work today. For now. There you go. First spin. It's a good thing this car has like a really good turning radius. Because usually Formula cars don't. Thanks for that, the real winter. I'm glad you like it, at least. To me, like, I know this series has actually done more bad for the channel than good, considering, like, if you just look at it, performance-wise, this whole series kind of dragged down the channel. But it is what I started the channel for, way back when. And then the other content was literally just like me shooting from the hip and see what would work. That stuff started doing way better. But this series got put on the side burner. And then it got completely forgotten about at one point. And then I'm like, you know, maybe I really should just get this done and over with. Finish what I started at the very beginning. And so, it is going to be a little bit slow for now. It has been pretty slow for now, but once it's over. It's kind of like, well, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with the nature of this game in the first place. GT4, it's like, I feel like a lot of people who like GT4 just like the 80% run of GT4. Whenever it comes to, like, the endurance races and, like, this championship especially, they'd rather not even, like, go through it at all. Which I don't blame them. I mean, it is very, very boring after a certain point. And so, like, if the game's already boring enough, then it's not like you could do much with the content to make it interesting. I think that's why, like, all the challenge runs did so well. They weren't so, like, drawn out and stretched to the point where it got boring towards the end of it. It's pretty much like a straightforward challenge every time, where you go through beginner events, professional events, and you get your licenses. And then that's basically it. I do think this game gets a little too much praise in certain aspects of it. Alright, this is not a rally car. Wow. To be fair, I was looking way over at the opposite side of the room. Instead of at the road. Actually 9 laps. It's either 9 or 8. I already forgot. Everybody's stuck on mediums. So you can't buy other tire compounds, so... I'm pretty sure it's 8. Which would be nice and even, considering the lap count. I really need to stop looking away whenever a corner's coming up. Bonk. Yeah, this is gonna be the last one. Rear tires are already going orange. So, 8 lap pits. And that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. We'll just... 8. 7. 7 pit stops for this race. Ah. Quick maths. Why am I not pitting? Ugh! The curse returns. What is wrong with me? This specific championship. I don't get it. I never miss my pit stop anywhere else, but this championship. Is it really eating away at my brain compartment that much? It probably is. Now I gotta be extra careful. Too locked in. Born to dilly-dally, forced to lock in. I think I'll only go 7 laps on this next set, just so I can get the lap count back down to consistent-ish. Box. In. Nice. That was unintentional, by the way. Alright, you gotta go through traffic again. It is a potential for a new best lap, but only if they don't get in my way. Which, they definitely are going to. Yeah, it does really have a awkward pin entry, that's for sure. Also, Daniel, what's up? Nürburgring is next, by the way, so that ought to be a something to behold. I'll need to soften the suspension like the rest of the way, like 1-to-1 bound and rebound on everything. Oh, there they all go. I guess I won't be stuck in traffic after all. Yeah, the springs and ride height, I can't do anything else with, but it's just the shocks that I still have a little bit of room to go. Also the stabilizers, but I don't know if that's something I should change in the first place. Stabilizers, aka sway bars. Yeah, the suspension, it's at max ride height, maximum softest springs you can get. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. And like really softened shock bounded rebound. Because on the stock setup, this car is like extra deadly. But unfortunately, this setup wasn't enough for Infineon yesterday. That was still brutal. I don't think I lowered the front downforce for Sonoma, but I did for Laguna Seca. And it's still... same thing here, 69. Good old browsers eating up all the RAM. One, two, four? Oh yeah, 124 is easy. It's just... Well, I wouldn't say it's easy. For me, probably not, but... I could easily do a 124 even without slipstreaming or anything. Just need to get the right lap. And preferably no wheel spin. I probably could have lowered the gear ratios too. I still have it on 19, but... Well, there's an easy 124. I think a 123 is like actually possible too, because that wasn't perfect. That's about all I can do in these races anyways, is just go for new best laps. I wouldn't say this track sucks, it's just kind of boring. Especially with only 6 cars on the grid. It's also not the most visually appealing. Partly why I wanted in GT7. But actually, I would prefer Ebisu. If I were to pick any Japanese track. Okay, where am I going? Like, imagine the entire Ebisu complex. Every single layout. And skid pad. That would be sick. You know what isn't sick? going into the grass and spinning out. Yeah, slow cars suck to use on this track and Fuji. I probably should have pit. Just to get the lap count back on multiples of 8. Try 8 hours in a slow car. That was something. Hence why I chose the Amuzar one for the Motegi 8-hour. If I'm going to be bored out of my mind, I might as well be bored out of my mind in my favorite car in the game. Alright, I did not forget this time. I mean, it's only using like 20-something science units of fuel. So, technically I could have just left it at half a tank and it would have been fine. Tires died long before it. Yep. I did in the first 24-hour race I did like years ago. I actually did miss the pits once, and I ran out of fuel like maybe 3/4 of the way through the lap. And so that was fun. Let's hope the curse doesn't continue for that. New PB. It's nice that it has like some really obvious brake and turn markers around here. At least for this car. You don't have to do a whole lot of guesswork. But even then, I'm still missing it every now and then. Now, here comes at least one traffic car. Or make that 2. And it's going to be in my way. We just squeeze through here. Yeah, thankfully this car doesn't have any chassis wear or rigidity wear. Otherwise, this car would probably be undrivable by now. And there's nothing I can do about it either, because there's no dealership to go and get it refreshed. And even if there was, I couldn't do it in the middle of the championship anyways. 16,000 kilometers? Why and how? Unless it was just B-Spec doing all the endurance races or something. Okay, well, if it's a lot of B-Spec, then I guess that kind of makes sense. I noticed that, like, in some 200-point runs, I noticed, like, for some one-make races, you can go to test course and just have the car drive for thousands of miles in B-Spec to, wear down the oil. I don't know if, like, the rigidity wear affects ace points. Affects the A-Spec points too, but it's actually not a bad strat for some of those one-make races. Probably can't do it for all of them. Like, I wonder if, like, even if you do, or even if you are able to win every race, I wonder if, like, a 200-point 100% run is actually doable. Because think about, like, the one-make events, like the 2CV, the Subaru 360, the Celine, like, any one-make race, it's just one car. Can you actually, like, detune it and slow it down enough to get 200 points? I don't think you can for some of them. You would need to do, like, hybrid swapping, which is arguably cheating, but 200 points is 200 points. I mean, but on a lot of those races, you probably need to drive like it's not even a race. You just have to drive like it's a derby. Cut every single corner, ram every single car. And I didn't forget this time. I mean, there are some 200-point races that are winnable, but it largely depends on the track. Especially like if it's a rolling start, good luck. Tracks like Tsukuba, this track. What else is like gonna be super hard? Maybe Seattle, Opera Paris for sure. There's it's very track dependent. It depends on if you have an opportunity to ram the AI off track or not. I was doing a 200-point run on Spec 2 a while back, but I kind of stopped. Made a solid bit of progress, but it was also a randomizer run, so I wasn't getting any... I didn't get any pickup trucks, and I didn't get a boxer engine car that I could get 200 points with, I think. And so after a certain point, I just stopped doing the challenge. New York might be hard, but if you do like a full nitrous boost, you might be able to cut through the grid and ram first place on turn 1, but it's been a while. Actually, now that I think about it, in that 200-point run that I did, I don't remember what racing series it was, but it was a race on New York, and I was stuck on that one for a solid 1 or 2 hours. I have no idea which one it was, actually. It might have been Boxer Spirit, if there is a New York race on that. I was either driving a WRX, an NSX, or a Celica. It was like, it's been like almost a year now, so really hard to remember. Adam, welcome back. What's up? Oh wow, this one's only like barely halfway done. This one's gonna be like an hour, 40 minutes-ish, maybe? So in the base game, the A-spec points mean absolutely nothing at all. It's just like a way to judge the difficulty of a race. Like, A-spec points, they don't really award you anything. But in Spec 2, after you get a certain amount of A-spec points, you do get a prize car. And I think, like, there's 3 different ones you could get. It's probably, like, one for 5,000, one for 10, one for 15, or something like that. I forgot. But just doing the driving missions alone, that's 40 times 250. 10,000 A-spec points right there. Oh, there we go again. It's kind of awkward to go into reverse using this wheel because you have to press triangle, and it's kind of hard to find triangle when your steering wheel's upside down. I'm not gonna do any like normal casual playthroughs of pretty much anything, for at least not for a long time. After this is over, I wanna go back to like focusing on like core content that does well. And prioritizing like actual thought out and made videos instead of like the milquetoast gameplay videos I post that get a ton of views. I mean, it's nice that those get views, but for one, they're not really I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's not as satisfying to make one of those and see it do good than it is to like actually put work into a video and see that one do good, you know? But I do have a couple video ideas for GT4 maybe GT3, GT2, and 5 is like 5 definitely. As at least until or when I figure out how to emulate it. That'll be the hard part. Potentially 6. And of course, GT7, it's still the main topic these days. And with Spec 3 coming out, I definitely want to get back into that. But hopefully I don't have to rely on the milquetoast gameplay stuff. There's going to be like at least some of it here and there, but well, it's kind of late to do like a 1-year anniversary video Spec 2, but I can make like another Spec 2 overview going over like the updates to it. And oh, I also want to do more of those exhaust sound compilations. I might even like try to go through every single one of them and just get like a whole like catalog of every car sound change. That way, like, whoever's curious can just go look it up. But those won't be, like, single videos like I did early on in this channel with GT4. It'll be... I don't know how I'll format it. It'll probably be, like, all Japanese cars, all German cars, all American cars, etc. Okay, got on way too early. But yeah, an anniversary video, probably not. But just more respect to stuff in general, yeah, most likely. I don't see myself coming back to the base version of GT4 pretty much ever. Not that I hate it, but it's just I've been playing it casually for the past 5 years, and Spec 2 is the new thing. That and GT4 Online in general. And with GT4 Online, I really want to push that stuff specifically. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but it's never, like, really blown up still. Like, my most viewed GT4 Online video is only, like, 58,000 views right now. And, whenever I made that BuzzFeed-style title video about GT4, like, talking about how it is, like, in the modern day with emulation and stuff, that video has 590-something thousand views right now. And there is a segment in there where I do talk about GT4 Online and show footage of it. But it's like one of the least watched parts of the entire video. Which it's like kind of surprising to me because it doesn't seem like GT4 Online has like actually like been shown to the masses, even though like Spec 2 requires it. But actual online gameplay hasn't really like made it on YouTube yet. And so I kind of want to keep trying to push that and see if something can actually come out of it and maybe more people can start playing. Even though like it is super complicated and kind of tedious to set up, but I think with that though, I do need to make another guide, or at least like have somebody else make a guide to how to play it online. Because there's all kinds of like weird things that could happen or specific setups some people would need. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to go online though, that's the thing. it's not just like something anybody can boot up the game and do. You first of all need like a certain patch for it, which doesn't work with Spec 2. And then after you get that patch, you got to find the right DNS address. So you have to set your PCSX2 network settings right. Your home internet settings have to be right. And it's just like, it's too, a lot of people don't want to go through all that. But GT4 Online in general, it's cool. Whenever I first discovered of its existence, like, I never knew it was possible in the first place, and I was like, damn, this is cool. And so, it took me like 1 or 2 days to actually get it set up and working, but I started making lots of videos on it. Nope, still working on Formula GT. There's only one more endurance race, which is the last 24, but now that there's actually more people here, I did say this earlier, but I made a discovery yesterday, and I have forgotten at least one make event early on in the Let's Play. Well, not early on, it's actually fairly recent, but the Renault Megane Trophy. I did not do that, so I have to go back and do a one-make race of a bunch of French shitboxes after this is over. As far as like the episode goes, I'll probably upload the episode before these episodes start rolling out, because I don't want to have Formula GT, Renault, and then 24 hours of Le Mans. So, yeah. I could also just like renumber all the episodes and make it look like that episode was uploaded way back then, but that would be way too much work, changing the thumbnails and titles and all that. Because it should have gone up like 10, 15 episodes ago. And that's just one of the races I probably forgot about. There's probably a couple more. Yeah, so a one-make event that I forgot to do. Like, entirely. So there was a Clio trophy, and then below that is a Megane Cup, and I completely forgot to do the Megane Cup. And I only figured this out because I went and looked at other Gran Turismo 4 playthrough playlists on YouTube, and I just scanned through all the episodes to see like if there's something I like don't think I did. And the Megane Cup caught my eye, so I went through my playlist and I never found it. And it wasn't just missing from the playlist either, it was actually like something I didn't do. And so hopefully that's the only one I completely forgot about. It won't be a huge deal going back to do it. But as long as whenever I do it on the cleanup stream this Friday, pretty much doing races until I reach 99.9% completion. Most of them are just going back to redo races I did in gold and other championships, but there might be like another event or two I didn't get. It's kind of hard keeping track of the one-make stuff specifically, because you have to go to every single manufacturer and check. Yeah, I'm not even sure where to begin if you're trying to play online with Linux, let alone Mac. Windows is the only thing I really know about. That or just your, you can play on a real PS2 as long as it's like, I think it has to be soft modded, and obviously you'll need like something to play the ISO, so like OPL or a hard drive or something. Well, yeah, it is that, but also PCSX 2 needs some kind of I don't even know what you would call it, some kind of thing, I guess, to it basically allows, it emulates like some kind of PS2 network thing. I have no idea how to explain it, but for Windows at least, it's either NPCap, WinPCap, or sockets. And I think I'm using NPCap right now. I used to use WinPCap, but then that stopped working, so now I'm on NPCap. And some people use sockets for it. Whatever that is. And then, like, in the game itself, you do, like, you have to configure, like, the online connection, too. Which is DNS, a couple other settings, and, yeah. It's definitely something that requires, either, like, a YouTube tutorial, or even, like, just a document tutorial or whatever. Favorite car? Well, in GT4, it's the Amuse R1, because it's just good to drive. In real life, I have 3 different ones. I can't pick between any of them, but one for each region, so... My favorite car for the Americas is a Viper ACR Gen 5. Favorite European car is 997 GT2 or GT2 RS. Either one. And my favorite Japanese car, FDRX7. Type RZ specifically, 2000. And keep in mind, for GT4 Online, you do need, like, the DNAS patch for it, which you can't use it in combination with Spec 2. So... But if you already have Spec 2, you probably already have the online beta, like a clean version of it, so you just have to install the DNAS bypass patch on that. I'm sure there's some kind of like tutorial or guide somewhere on Google, but trying to explain it without visual like examples is kind of hard. If you look up a PS2 online community, they have a Discord server, and you probably just go and get all the info in there. Or it's probably even on the website itself. You might need to download NPCap for PCSX2, but I think Sockets is like default on Windows or PCSX2 anyways, so you probably could just use that if it works. And then even after you like get on the game servers, if everything works, you're still not guaranteed to be able to connect to anybody, because me specifically, I have issues connecting with certain people, but it's only one way, so they can connect to me just fine, but I can't connect to them. Some weird like NAT type issue thing. Yeah, Duck Station is PS1. Old tires. Is Duck Station even getting updates again? Because for some reason, I think they stopped doing updates for a while, and I think they started doing them again like a year ago or something. I've like opened Duck Station maybe once or twice in the past few years. Oh, cool. Yeah, because I could have sworn they stopped for a while. Favorite game for PS4? Well, it's definitely not GT Sport, so it's probably going to be Black Ops 3. Mostly because of zombies, but multiplayer is pretty good too. Oh man, PCSX2 1.6, yeah, that was brutal. Modern P6X2 compared to that is like night and day. I still remember those ridiculous VRAM leaks that you always got, and you had to switch the game from software mode back to hardware. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Ah. Finally. I gotta do it again. Eh. Ah. Damn it. My sinuses are tickling. It's making me want to sneeze, but I can't sneeze. Mm. Mm. One second. I'm gonna go clear my sinuses. Right. Hopefully I'm good for at least a little bit. No, Nürburgring's next, so you're actually just in time. The fun has yet to begin. Of course, the natural thing to do would be to take it easy around there, but I kind of want to go full send anyways, and just see what I can do with this car. Some areas are going to be more sketchy than others. Most notably, Flugplatz, Foxhole, probably Whipperman. Whatever that downhill section is on the back quarter. I don't recognize, or I haven't memorized every section name of the Nürburgring, but I know, like, the main ones. Any, like, high-speed corner where the car is going to bottom out, that's going to be, like, death. Foxhole, by far, is going to be the worst, I think. As far as, like, corkscrew, I just have to ride the outside. Not dip down too low. Who can ban the GT4 server if they hack you? You mean like if they hack your GT4 online account? I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue in the first place anyways, but... Also, unfortunately, like, all the PS2 online stuff is, like, hosted from Chile, which is, not the highest population density down, or for, like, retro online gamers. But it's basically their own servers. It's not, like, affiliated with... It's obviously not affiliated with Sony or anybody, so... And they have had, like, issues with the server, like, here and there. Mostly with salty, terminally online losers, pretty much, who... They basically DDoS the server for days and days on end. Because they got salty with the admins or something. So they had to ruin it for everybody. But they've been fine for the past couple years, I think. What I wish they would do is make the servers open source, so other GT4 modders can, like, mod GT4 Online itself. And actually make, like... Not only make GT4, like, the online experience much better, but also, like, having like, a special event rotation, online time trials, stuff like that. But you also got to deal with cheaters. Which, there's no way you're going to put an anti-cheat in there. So it's kind of just... It just has to be, like, a gentleman's agreement type thing to where nobody's going to cheat. Yeah, DDoSing like this is fucking 2014 Lizard Squad type shit. Like, DDoSing is so 2014. Yeah, there's bound to be at least, like, 1 or 2 time trial cheaters if it were a thing. I think everybody's moved on from DDoS attacks. I think they're now trying to do, like... What's it called? Ransomware and shit like that. Like, they're going after corporations to where they can threaten them to get, like, millions of dollars instead. Like, Lizard Squad back in the day, they, whenever... I remember it was, like, holiday season 2014, like, there were a ton of people getting Xboxes and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and all this stuff, and Lizard Squad basically DDoS Xbox Live and PSN for several days, for like a few weeks. And they didn't do it to like get any money from anybody. They just did it for the clout. Just because they can. Menaces to society. If I catch any Lizard Squad, I'ma beat your asses on my mama. You playing with my game, G? That was a classic video. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Get off my wheel, damn it. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Speaking of, like, people cheating and it being stupid for doing so, for Battlefield 6 specifically, there were a lot of cheaters during the beta, and now, since Battlefield's full release, they have, like, a really solid anti-cheat now, and all the cheaters are losing their minds because they're getting perma-banned for downloading these hack clients. I forgot what they're called, but most of the cheaters on these games, they don't really like do any of the modding themselves. Like, they don't make trainers or like memory edits themselves. They download a program, and these programs have been getting caught by Battlefield 6's anti-cheat, and they are losing their minds because they just wasted $70 just to get banned. And it is glorious. You love to see it. And then you have other games that have absolutely terrible or useless anti-cheats, and basically does nothing. Warzone, specifically. Yeah, some people do it just for the thrill of, like, being able to do it. And others, like, some of them do it just for the thrill of it. Others do it to, like, get money out of a company and by threatening them with their data. And others just want to watch the world burn. And some are actually, like, paid to do it, to find flaws in their systems. In fact, I think that's what most of them are. It's their job to find, like, vulnerable, yeah. I still don't know, like, the whole story behind the PSN hack. The great PSN hack of 2012. That happened, like, a month or two after I got my PS3 as well. Actually, no. A month or two after I got Black Ops 1. I think. Because Well, where I first got my PS3, I started out on like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit for a while. And then at some point in 2012, I got Black Ops 1 and I started playing Zombies Online. And I was just getting into it too. I was like, man, this is so fun. Like, I'm spectating dudes walking around with a thunder gun. I'm like, holy shit, what's that? And I'm still bad at the game at this point, so I need them to carry me around 20. But then PSN gets hacked, and I can't play online for like a month and a half straight. But that's whenever like I started playing a bunch of solo, and I was able to slowly learn how to train zombies and what they called back in the day. I won't say one of the terms that they used to say back in the day, but the other term was point whoring. So learned how to do both of those techniques and got pretty good at zombies. Yeah, it was... I think it was more than a month. I think it was actually like a month and a half or something. But thankfully back then there were no always online games, so if when PSN went down, it didn't have like that big an effect on like single player games or any games in general. You just couldn't play online. It was basically PS2 2 for a while. But once it came back online, I started playing like more multiplayer because I was kind of burned out of zombies at that point, and then learned how to quick scope and trick shot, and started dropping like 100 kill plus games and stuff like that. Those were the days. Black Ops 1 was my shit. But that whole time, Xbox Live was just fine, so... I think that's also whenever I started watching, like, a bunch of Call of Duty YouTube videos, and then, like, gaming videos in general. Like, I didn't even know that was a whole genre that existed until then. And a lot of that was, like, back in the Machinima days, if any of y'all remember that. For those of you who don't know, before YouTube had its own partner program and you could get paid via, like, your ad revenue and stuff, there was a company called Machinima, and they were basically, like, the middleman to getting paid on YouTube, so... Machinima got paid by YouTube for whatever reason. I don't remember exactly how that side worked, but... in return, if you partnered with Machinima, they would pay you for your content, and they would upload your content to the Machinima channel as well. So Machinima had like hundreds of videos uploaded to their channel every single day, and you would get a check for it. But some people got a check for a couple bucks, and other people got checks for tens of thousands of dollars. It was like super unregulated, and they could have just done anything with your money, really. But thankfully, Machinima went down under. YouTube got their own partner program thing, and it basically led to how it works today. And El Crapo's gonna screw up on me again. Gotta love it. Ooh. That was a good pop. Yeah, a lot of times they never paid anyone at all. Like, Machinima had... I believe they had hundreds of employees and, like, their own HQ and everything. Like, they had to make their chunk of change somewhere. But Machinima wasn't the only, like, shady company to do that stuff. There's also another one. It was called Freedom with an exclamation point at the end of it. And their CEO... Like, the first time I saw one of their videos, like, promoting their...